I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner DeeAs. Hands up, who's hungry? Yep, I see that hand, I see that hand. Yep, whoa, that's a lot of people. Let's get to work. Our idea for dinner for you is some simple swordfish Schnitzel. We'll show you how to prep it, how to cook it, and even make a fabulous fresh herb sauce to serve with it. Making a return visit to the Dinner DeeAs kitchen is Chef James Renew. He's the chef and owner of the Little Lamb Gastropub in Clearwater, an estuary in the heart of downtown Newport Richey. My friend, it is so good to have you back inside the Dinner DeeAs kitchen.
Thanks for having me.
When Chef James was last with us, he made some smashing burgers with an amazing homemade sauce. And if you didn't see it, you can find that episode and recipe at dinnerdeas.com. And since then, he's also had rave reviews of Estuary in the Tampa Bay Times under headlines saying, "This restaurant is serving up seriously good food." My friend, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was an amazing article. We were really blessed with that one. Wasn't really expected, to be honest. Didn't really know that Helen and the rest of the teams guys came in, and we got a phone call a couple of days in, and she said, "Just so you know, we reviewed you," and I freaked out, obviously, just like every other chef or restaurant owner would. And yeah, it came out, and it was awesome. It was great, and it was obviously helped business, of course, right? So
I love it because you're onto something absolutely beautiful and special out there, really are. Because today you're sharing an unusual sounding dish, which I'm sure is also seriously good, swordfish Schnitzel.
Yeah, it's different. I think I'd love it. We served at both the restaurants occasionally. We change the menu up as you know, but it's just a fun dish. It's it's different. It's not like kind of your traditional pork or beaten to death on the table, and it's just a great dish. And you can use different kinds of fish, not just swordfish. You can use snapper. You can use some other bits and pieces that you can find at any grocery store around
I
here.
love it, and we're gonna have the swordfish here. How do we get this started? Because swordfish is one of my favorite fishes to work with. First fish I ever got introduced to as a kid. Yeah, my dad would take my mom out for dinner dates, and he would come back with swordfish leftovers, and outside of having fish sticks and tater tots with the first entry, swordfish.
There you go. So this guy is just some Atlantic swordfish. It's about a little over a pound, I would say. We're just going to cut these in probably 6-ounce portions, and then we're going to butterfly them out. And what that means is we're just going to open them up so they're nice and thin, and that way they're going to cook relatively quickly, and it'll be very similar to a traditional schnitzel.
So you're saying 6-ounce portions, so that's what, about an inch cut?
That's about an inch, yep. Yep. And then we're just going to go again right down the middle here.
Okay.
And you don't want to cut all the way through. You just want to cut it to make a seam in there.
Now, how important is it to have a really good knife for that process?
So you definitely want a sharp knife. I actually brought my own today, just because.
Oh, so you're making fun of our knives, huh?
I just want to make sure,
It looks like I got to do some sharpening over here, everybody.
So that's kind of all you're looking for these guys.
Okay.
And we'll just do this one really quickly.
So with a animal protein like with using pork or chicken when you're playing around with a schnitzel, you're pounding it out. Because we're doing the butterfly, that's kind of taking out that idea of what was the smashing.
Exactly right. Yeah, and doing that also tenderizes the pork and or the chicken.
Yeah.
This you're not going to need that. It's going to be a really really easy bite. Obviously, just it's just a different protein, right? So it'll be nice and flaky and just super delicious. I promise you that.
Now you said you can use snapper if you want to use snapper for this one here, but could you also use a frozen fish to do this?
Yeah, of course. You could use whatever. Obviously, fresher is better, of course, but you could totally use anything out of the freezer.
Very cool. Very cool.
So next we have those are ready to go. We're going to crack some eggs, and then going to go in the bowl here. Just going to make our egg wash, and then just a couple of eggs. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to this just to help loosen it up a little bit. You could, some people use milk or other things like that. I just like to use a little bit of water. So we're just going to stir this up, and then we made some seasoned flour earlier. It's about 2 cups of just all-purpose flour, and pour this guy in here. So this, just going to hit some more seasoning in here and some pepper.
Perfect. So very simple.
Just really, yeah, really simple.
Very
really
simple flavors here. Okay.
So we're gonna take our schnitzel here, and we're just gonna dredge these in here. Try not to make a mess on your counter like I'm doing.
And you're just going to go one time each?
One time each, yep. One time each. We don't want a super heavy breading. We want it to be nice and light and fluffy. And then get this guy in here.
And this is what, panko breadcrumbs here?
These are panko breadcrumbs. You could use other breadcrumbs. I feel like these fry up better.
Okay.
But if you know,
and have that crunch for
nice
what
crunch.
a schnitzel would you want from it there.
Yep, nice crunch.
But no seasoning on
I didn't add
this.
any seasoning to this. No. So we already seasoned our flour. We're going to season our fish at the end as well, and we'll have plenty of flavor going on in there. So we're going to hit one more.
Now, if you want to grab the recipe for our swordfish schnitzel, head to our website, DinnerDeeAs.com. You can watch the episode over anytime, see the recipe with all the amounts and ingredients, and we even have a printer-friendly version ready for you to cook along with us. Just scan the QR code in the corner of the screen with the camera app on your phone. Look at that. Boom. Portions are coming along. These look absolutely beautiful. And then what happens with these portions here?
So these are going to get fried, just shallow fried in a pan.
Okay.
You just want kind of medium heat. You're going to cook them for about 3 or 4 minutes on each side.
Now, can they sit out at room temperature until we're ready to go, or do they need to go into a refrigerator?
They can sit out. I mean, we're pretty much ready to go. So you can, if you're doing this in the morning and you're serving your family at night or your friend at night, you throw them back in the fridge.
Perfect.
It wouldn't hurt anything.
Perfect.
You could totally get ahead of the game for that.
While our fish goes to the fridge, we're taking a break, and when we come back, we'll show you how to cook it up and make a supersized salad to go along with it. Ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Sharing his idea for your dinner today is Chef James Renew, chef owner of the Little Lamb Gastropub in Clearwater and Estuary, which is in Newport Richey. Today, we're making schnitzel, but with swordfish. Before the break, we sliced up our swordfish into steaks, but instead of pounding it thin, Chef James showed us all how to butterfly each one in half. Then we dipped each one in seasoned flour, egg, and water wash, then panko breadcrumbs. And before these cook up, we're going to be working on a salad to serve it with. So how do we get this vinaigrette going?
So this is going to be really simple. So it's basically just an emulsion of lemon juice and some blend oil here. Just a little.
Now, emulsion sounds like a very technical term. So break it down for us all.
We're going to stir it really quickly.
We're just going to stir it really quickly.
We're going to stir it really quickly. We're just going to juice these lemons, and there's actually no vinegar in here.
Okay.
We just want a nice bit of bright acidic. Flavor coming out through the salad. There's going to be plenty of dressing and sauce from buttermilk sauce we're going to make. So
nice.
Going in there.
Nice. Balance. It's always got to be about balance.
Always balance.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just going to add a little salt and pepper in here.
Okay. Again, very simple.
Easy. A little bit of oil.
And this is where it comes in. The whole getting it really going.
That's it. You just want them to kind of bind together a little bit and just meld the flavors together. And that's it. Real simple.
Now, for something like this, do you really need a very fancy oil to work with?
No, I don't think so at all. This is just like any other salad dressing you're going to use. You don't need to use your $50 expensive olive oil.
Okay.
It's just some easy stuff you have in the cupboard.
All right, so you can put that back on the shelf if you want to, folks, or you could use it too.
All right, so we have that guy there. So we're just going to toss in some onion.
Okay.
There's some red onion. Kind of
and just
it up a little.
Nice thin slices, some red onions.
Yeah, just something you can bite.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a little. You don't want something too big.
Sure.
Chewing. You could get a little sharp in your mouth, like spice-wise. We're just going to cut some apples, just nice green apple. I find that green apples are just better suited for something like this.
Okay. And it's because of its tartness behind it, the sweetness behind
tartness and oxidation factors and things like that. I just feel like it's just a better product to use.
Very nice.
In a situation like this. So we're just going to cut these off and just make some nice, thick kind of julienne matchsticks, if you would.
Okay.
And these are going to go in there and soak up some of that lemon juice.
Very cool.
And then we're going to add the rest of the stuff. So this is just some picked flat leaf parsley. It's Italian parsley.
Okay.
Stems are great in there, all the flavor.
And this is something you don't have to chop up. You literally can just kind of do a nice little rip and pull it right off. Pull it
right off. These were something that we just had in the restaurant, that we always have in the restaurant. These normally go in the trash can. These are celery leaves.
I was going to say, we got celery leaves that we're working on.
They're just nice, delicious, bitter, and crispy. And most people throw them in the trash can. I throw them in salads, all the time. I think it's wasteful to throw them away first off.
Totally.
And they're delicious. We also garnish a lot of plates with that. And then just a little peppery arugula.
Okay.
I'm just going to do a little bit of salt on there just to kind of get that working. And then we're just going to stir it up a little bit, and then that thing's ready to go. So while this is just kind of chilling out over here, we are going to go ahead and start this.
For everything you need to make this for your dinner tonight, no need to remember it all. You can grab the recipe at our website, dinnerdeas.com. Just scan the QR code on the screen to head there right now. All right, and so we've got our swordfish.
I just want to make sure this is nice and warm. Yeah, it's just starting to bubble up in there. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a nice start to it. You don't want it too hot. And then we're just going to let that cook. This is going to take about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. We're going to kind of stir it around in there, make sure it all gets cooked evenly.
I love it.
And then
And how much oil do we have in here?
I put about a quarter of a cup,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more, depending on the size of the pan, depending on how many fish you have in there. You also, you don't want to put anything more than this. You don't want to overcrowd the pan.
Yeah.
Your fish will get soggy, and it'll be kind of spongy, and that's not something you're looking for. We want nice and crisp fish, and then just give it a little press. Make sure all the sides are down. You can use a spatula, of course, at home if you're scared to get
Sure.
too close to the pan. I do this for a living, so it's
You know exactly where to go. You can go right in for it.
I could put it go right in the fire. It wouldn't hurt me. But yeah, so.
I love it. Well, we're going to take a quick break from our fish fry, and when we come back, we blitz the perfect sauce for our swordfish. Ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. Sharing his idea for your dinner today is Chef James Renew. He runs restaurants Estuary in Newport Richey and the Little Land Gastropub in Clearwater. Today he's sharing a fish recipe to let swordfish shine. A swordfish schnitzel. Before the break, we made a simple salad to serve with it, starting with a vinegar-free vinaigrette with lemon juice, salt, pepper, a little oil, and it doesn't have to be the fancy one. Then mixing in red onion, green apple, parsley, leftover celery leaves, perfect if you've been indulging in that Bloody Mary or two. Trust me, I have too. And finishing it with arugula. Then we heated a little oil and started frying up our fish, and it looks like it's just perfect now to make that flip.
Yep, we're just going to make the flip. You always want to go away from you so it doesn't splash all over.
And you're just looking for a really nice, deep golden brown color.
Golden brown color, that's it. Just like that. We're going to let that ride for about another 3-4 minutes while we build our sauce. And
you got to be patient. You don't want to keep flipping it and touching. Just let it be.
Let it ride. Let it go.
Let it ride. Let it be.
That's it.
And how much longer would you say that that's got?
About 3-4 minutes.
3 to 4 minutes.
Yep.
Now, we were talking a little bit about this beautiful sauce that's going to go with it, and I would love to help you with it. So walk me through what I need to do.
Sure. So we have some buttermilk here.
Okay.
We're going to add about half of that to start. It's about a cup or so. And then we're going to start adding our herbs. So we have some fresh chives, green onions.
And this is going to go all in?
You can go all in, yeah.
Okay.
Some mint and some flat leaf parsley as well.
Nice. So that parsley's coming back again then?
Yeah, I love parsley.
Okay.
So we're going to start to blend in the garlic clove as well.
Perfect. And then that just looks like a little bit of lemon zest?
Just a little bit in there, yep. Give that a go. And then you can go ahead and blend that on about 5. There we go. Top that up, give it a little fun. There you go, get all those herbs. And then, yep, perfect.
Now, what are we looking for here?
So you're looking for a nice kind of smooth. You want to make sure all the veggies got chopped in there. So we're good. We're going to pause it. We're going to add our yogurt sauce to our Greek yogurt.
Now, is this Greek yogurt going in full too?
Full too, yeah.
Okay, this is going in full.
Whole thing, yep. And then we're just going to season with a couple of cracks of pepper and a pinch of salt.
Now, let me ask you, why didn't we just add everything in the beginning?
I didn't want to overcrowd the blender. I think in addition to overcrowding, if you turn it up too hot, too fast, it's going to warm the sauce up, and it's also potentially can separate the sauce, and that's not what we're looking for.
Because this is also creating friction, and friction creates heat.
Exactly right. So yeah, you could, and with those blenders, you could actually get super. There you go. So turn it up a little bit. That's great. Looks good to me, boss. And go ahead and turn it off, and then we'll give it a taste and see where we're at, and make sure it looks like.
Wow. Spoon for you?
Oh, thank you, sir. A little bit of pepper.
A little more pepper.
Just a little bit of pepper and a little sprinkle of salt. What do you think? So lemon juice in there?
A little bit more bite of some acid wouldn't be a bad thing.
There you go.
I'm not gonna lie, just that because it's so bright already with all of that fresh herbaceousness.
Yep.
That acid I think is just gonna bring a little bit more in behind it.
Great.
So, let's get a little lemon over here on the right side.
There it is.
Well, let's just give this a quick little pulse here.
That'll be perfect, Chef.
I love it. All right. Oh yeah.
Good?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. To grab the recipe for Chef James's Swordfish Schnitzel, just head to dinnerdeas.com. The quickest way to find us is to scan the QR code down in the corner of your screen. All right, I'm gonna pour this in a nice little sauce bowl here for you.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, that is bright, that is clean. That's a light bit of summer right there.
Yeah.
You know, these are just really great flavors here.
All right, so we'll plate this thing up.
Okay.
There, I'm just gonna just a little bit of salt.
How important is it to, when you pull something off of, frying it, whether you're putting it into a deep fryer or you're pan searing something, to add that little bit more salt right after you pull it, when that oil's still hot?
Yeah, it's super important. So it clings to it, and
Yeah.
it actually kind of melts. It's hot enough to melt the salt as well. So we just add a little salt and pepper on there, obviously, and then we're gonna top it with our sauce, a nice herby sauce on here.
And this here can be a little bit of fun here, but you've got probably, what, about 4 tablespoons, because you kind of sporadically put 4 little,
Sure.
drops here.
Sure, and then we're just gonna stir the salad up, this nice light salad.
And I love it. And this salad, very fresh, very clean, very easy and simple ingredients here. And that's going right on top.
Right on top, just like that. That's dinner.
That's an absolute beautiful work of art right there. That's an absolute beautiful work of art. When we come back, Chef James and I will have forks at the ready as we taste test and let you know the verdict on today's idea for dinner ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. Joining us today to share a unique idea for dinner is Chef James Renew from Estuary in Newport Richey and the Little Lamb Gastropub in Clearwater. And today he's been educating us all on how to do schnitzel, but making it with swordfish, which we butterflied, breaded, and fried, serving it with a herb salad and sauce. We blended up before the break, and literally this looks like an absolute work of art. Everything has purpose around the placement on this plate. So, I mean, do I just stare at it? Do I eat it? What do I do?
I would just dig in.
Let's go right into it then, my friend. Let's do it. Because this is absolutely incredible. I love swordfish so much too. Now you're getting a little bit of everything on your bite right there, I see.
Absolutely.
I'm getting that apple right there. I want to get that apple. Oh, wow.
Lots going on.
A whole lot. A whole lot. Break it down for us.
So yeah, I mean, obviously have that really crunchy, meaty piece of fish that's seasoned really well. Mm-hmm. Then you get some of the sauce after that, and try to dig in for some of those apples and the onions, and get that nice perfect bite. I think it's really good. Nice and it's a filling dish, but it's light.
It's so light.
Yeah.
It's so bright. Everything is working with it, with a beautiful fish. The swordfish was not overly done. Simple. Salt and pepper, your dredging process, and the panko crumbs, not seasoned. So that way then it still has a great bite to it there. And everything is just done with such reverence to ingredients that let it complement, but not take over. This is killer.
Thanks.
Out of this world killer. Now, I'm in love with it. You like it?
I love it. It's delicious.
I love it. It's important. If you make this for your dinner, take a photo and share it with us at facebook.com/dinnerdias. Give us a follow to be the first to see what we have coming up on the show. That's what Stacy did. She left a comment after our episode with mini master chef Michael Seagobbin, who shared his recipes for shrimp pesto and a chocolate souffle. She said he was amazing, so grown up and professional. Stacy, you're absolutely right. He really was. It was a real treat to have him inside the Dinner Dias kitchen. If someone wasn't on the boat with you, is it okay if they use frozen shrimp?
To me, I don't really like frozen shrimp because I don't know where they come from.
Okay, all
And
right.
so,
Right there, my man.
Indonesia, stuff
Okay.
like that, I don't like that shrimp.
Okay, all right.
So preferably, I like just going to my local fish market and going and getting some shrimp if I can't go out.
You
on
like
the boat
knowing
again.
where your food is coming from.
Exactly.
All right, I dig it already. Okay. So I got to ask you, Chef James. I mean, this kid was 12 years old. Were you cooking for Gordon Ramsay at 12 years old too?
No, I was cooking hot dogs in the microwave.
Well, we stepped up from hot dogs in the microwave to works of art like this. Thanks again to Chef James. Grab the recipe for his dish and links to his restaurants at dinnerdias.com. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching and see you next time with more Dinner Dias. Thanks for watching Dinner Dias. And remember, anytime you're hungry for a great dinner idea, just go to dinnerdias.com. That's dinner, DEEAS.com.